Do you know the story before you start writing, or does the story evolve as you're writing?
Okay, so with this one and with most of them, mostly I have a beginning, middle, end in my head. So this is how it starts. So like after you died, the beginning was very clear because I'd been running and doing all that thing. And then the end was trickier for me here because I had to evolve the characters and where did they end up? So that was difficult. But working through them and getting into their character, I eventually got there. But here, yeah, I needed to kind of know, but it was, someone said to me, she said, but you called your book The Devil's in the Detail. Isn't that a bit stupid? Because I was going, oh my goodness, and this went wrong, and I can't see this, and this is happening, and da, 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 da. And it was like, well, you cursed yourself by calling your book The Devil's in the Detail, which I have to credit to an old boss of mine.
What's in the name? Talk about the name.
Okay.
Without giving the storyline.
Yeah, so I wanted to try and create a story. So writing for me is also a challenge. I try and challenge myself and do something different every time. So hence I wrote children's books. I mean, why would you do that? But I wanted to see if I could. And so I did. And so writing is very much, I keep on exploring different things. And in this one, I wanted to explore this domestic noir. It's like a genre. So I was like, oh. And so this domestic noir element and this thing of behind closed doors, veiled perceptions, presenting a facade, whereas other stuff is happening behind the scenes. And so I wanted to kind of explore that. And I was reading certain books that were about that, where you've got, I think it's a Good Girl, Bad Girl was one of them. And then there was another South African author, and she wrote one about this woman in cat. So I was reading all these books around this thing of presenting one thing, but behavior behind the door is completely different. So I loved, I wanted to go into that and kind of see, well, can I create this world? And then what does that world look like? So that was quite exciting in terms of the book and how it was made. But, just to go back to The Devil's in the Detail, the name came to me. So After You Die, which a lot of people say is still a terrible name to call a book, but anyway, it is what it is. So that is what it is. But The Devil's in the Detail came to me very much because of the pretense element. So, what's in the detail? Is it the way someone, and I'm going to lean over to Harry and like touches someone, or is it the way they say a certain thing, or and also if I may bring it up, the business element. So around people who present in one way but are quite devilish in the other. They want to behave in a certain way that makes their business look good, but then how they behave is completely different in reality. And so all the little details that we often see in life and then don't pick up until it's kind of smushed in our face, and then you go, oh, I should have seen that coming. There was this, and there was this, and there was this, and there was this, like the affairs.
But when you read that book, that's why you get this sort of anxiousness. It's very enjoyable, but you get this sort of, it's not like scary, but you get this because the way you write and the way I read it is that I was like, that doesn't sit so right, or does it? I don't know. And it's like, let me read more and find out. And then there's an unease, but very, very easy consuming, if you know what I mean. So as you said, it's got this depth and it's got this stuff going on.
If you want to go
and I think it actually brings out stuff maybe that's inside yourself. It's like, what? How can these people do this? Or I can understand that.
Well, you know what